What most doctors will not tell you about the health benefits of hydrogen water. My name is Adeyemi Temitope. I come back again to share some very important information with you, like I always do. I hope you have been enjoying our content on hydrogen water, and I want to encourage you to like, share, all right, share with friends, and follow us on all our platforms. Okay? Now, let me say something very careful here, all right, because I'm speaking today on what most doctors won't tell you about the health benefits of hydrogen water. All right, I've received a lot of information how several persons will say, let me speak with my doctor, let me hear from my doctor. All right, that is why I'm doing this video today. So what most doctors won't tell you about the health benefits of hydrogen water. Now, let me say something very carefully, all right? It's not that doctors are hiding hydrogen water from you. No, not at all. The point is, most doctors were never trained on it. That is what most people have failed to realize. Most doctors were not trained on it. You see, medical school focuses heavily on pharmaceuticals, surgery, emergency care, not molecular hydrogen therapy. That's not what they focus on. All right? So today, I want to show you something most people never hear inside a hospital room. And once you understand these facts, you will start thinking differently about cellular health. First thing you must understand is doctors treat diseases. Hydrogen focuses on cells. Let's use a simple example. If your house is leaking, a doctor's approach is often like mopping the floor after water spills. So, of course, that's necessary. But hydrogen water focuses on something deeper, very deeper, fixing the small cracks that keeps causing that leak. That is what hydrogen water does. You see, most chronic conditions today, like fatigue, inflammation, metabolic stress, all right, they are all linked to something called oxidative stress. Think of oxidative stress like a rust inside your body. Just like iron rust, when exposed to oxygen over time, your cells experience damage from harmful free radicals. Doctors are trained to treat the outcome. Hydrogen is studied for addressing part of the underlying cellular damage. That's a different level of conversation entirely. Another thing we need to look at also is hydrogen is not just another antioxidant. Most people hear antioxidant and think of vitamin C or vitamin E. But molecular hydrogen is different, very different, far different. Here is a simple example. Imagine your body is a city. Free radicals are like criminals in the city. Some are small troublemakers. Your body can handle those. Some are extremely dangerous, causing serious damage. But you see, most antioxidants act like police. I'm sorry to use the word police, example police. You see, they arrest everyone, good and bad. They just arrest everybody. But hydrogen is smart. Hydrogen acts more like a special police unit, like the special for the DSS. Alright, that is how hydrogen acts. It selectively neutralizes the most harmful free radicals, especially hydroxyl radicals, without interfering with the useful ones that your body needs for signaling. I hope you understand it now. So that's more like a precision antioxidant. All right. So that precision is why researchers across the world are studying hydrogen in areas like inflammation, the brain health, energy metabolism, athletic recovery, the cardiovascular function. All right, but you see again, This is still emerging in mainstream clinical practice. So don't be surprised why your doctors, all right, will not always tell you about hydrogen water. All right. So another thing we should look at also is the mitochondria conversation. All right. Here's something most consultants they don't go into it. Okay. You see, your mitochondria, they don't really go into that. Okay. These are the power. The mitochondria is the powerhouse, the power plant inside every cell. All right. So if your mitochondria are weak, let me tell you what happens next. You have low energy, brain fog, slow recovery, general fatigue. Okay. So hydrogen is small enough, the smallest molecule in existence. So to penetrate into cell and reach mitochondria is very easy. And of course, that's important because supporting energy production at the mitochondrial level is very different from drinking caffeine to feel energized. All right. The difference is that one stimulates, all right, the other supports cellular efficiency. Okay, that's the big difference. All right, caffeine, all right, stimulates your hydrogen water. All right, the hydrogen, all right, supports cellular efficiency. Of course, like I said, that's a big difference. So, why? Another thing we should look at is why is hydrogen water not in mainstream yet? Why is not something is caused in mainstream yet? Now, let's be honest with ourselves. And if you truly want to be honest, okay, if something cannot be patented easily, it doesn't always attract the big, massive pharmaceutical funding. The big pharma are not interested in it because it doesn't attract, all right, it cannot be patented, okay? Hydrogen is a natural molecule. It's not a synthetic drug, of course. So, while there are hundreds of studies globally, it hasn't yet become standard hospital protocols. So that doesn't mean it's ineffective. It means it's not a prescribed product. Okay? So so there's a difference between that. All right? So another thing we should also look at is the delivery problem most people don't understand. Okay? And here is something even few people know. Hydrogen is a gas. If it's not properly dissolved in water at high concentration, it escapes quickly. So the key question becomes, how is the hydrogen generated? What concentration in parts per million is produced? Is it consumed fresh? You see, buying water-labeled hydrogen is not enough. The method of production matters. Fresh generation matters. Concentration matters. Because without adequate dissolved hydrogen levels, you are just drinking normal water. So another thing we must look at is the realistic expectation. Let's be clear. Let's be very clear. Hydrogen water is not magic. It is not a cure-all. All right. It is not a replacement for your medical treatment. In fact, I said that it even aid your medication to even work more effective. All right. It's a cellular support tool. Think of this like you still service your car, but imagine you also using higher quality engine oil that reduces internal wear over time. So hydrogen water is about reducing internal cellular wear and tear caused by oxidative stress. So that is a long-term thinking. So we should pay attention to this video. All right, we should pay attention to this video and pay attention to me. All right, if you are constantly always feeling tired, all right, you are living in a high stress environment. You exercise a lot, and you are exposed to pollution. All right, and you are focused on a long-term wellness plan. Okay, now then supporting yourself daily makes sense. Okay, not because a doctor told you, but because you understand how the body works. Now I'm going to be closing with this. Most doctors won't tell you about hydrogen water, not because they are against it, but because it's not yet part of standard pharmaceutical training. So But it's involved. But health is involving. Health is involving. So science also is involving, and informed people are beginning to look beyond symptoms management and towards cellular support. So if you are here listening to me and you are interested in understanding how high quality molecular hydrogen water is generated and how to measure real hydrogen concentration properly, let me know in the comments. All right, and I'll in my next video I'll break this down. So please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, because we are going deeper into the roots, into root level wellness here. Okay, see you in my next video. Like I always say, if you want to you want to buy your own hydrogen bottle. Hydrogen bottle is the bottle that infuses extra hydrogen to your water. You want to have your own, all right, contact us at Entrepreneur Hub, because we have a perfect one for you that you will love. All right, our hydrogen bottle comes with a 1-year warranty. All right, and you're also going to get a free consultation, all right, from our in-house doctors. All right, so our numbers are on the screen. You can see our numbers, all right, at Entrepreneurs Hub. All right, so reach out to me. I'll be the one to even speak to you directly. Reach out to me, all right, send me a hi, all right, ask me questions, okay, and let's talk about how you can also get your own hydrogen, all right, bottle. I'm speaking to you currently from Port Harcourt, so of course we do free delivery to anywhere you are around Nigeria, all right. Because outside of Nigeria, we can discuss some extra cost. But anywhere in Nigeria, you're going to get a free delivery, all right, of your own hydrogen bottle. In fact, when I hear testimonies on what people are gaining from the hydrogen water, it gives me joy. All right. So thank you very much. All right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this with your friends, share this with your loved ones. God bless you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.